I'm so curious. What attracted you to building a career in academic public health?
Academic public health. When I was actually a molecular cell biology major at UC Berkeley, and I realized that I didn't like killing the crayfish. So I actually started to learn about public health. I did a little bit of research. I attended a talk, and that's when I had learned about leading causes of death. I was really interested in child health and child wellness, and I learned then that injuries and violence were the leading cause of death for children in this country. And it was shocking to me to learn that things like motor vehicle crashes, falls, and now sadly gun violence is the leading cause of death for children in this country as of 2021.
How do you define public health and why is it important in today's world?
Well, there is an interesting parable. I don't know if you've heard about this parable by Irving Zola. And the story goes that there was somebody walking by a riverbank. And what they had seen was, this large current of water, and an individual was drowning. So, this person came in and quickly did CPR to try to save this person's life as they were, they brought them out of the river. Then lo and behold, another person is drowning in the current. And again, grabbed that person quickly, tried to resuscitate that individual, and then yet another person. And so this individual then, Zola indicated, there's no time to even start thinking about who the heck and what's happening upstream that's causing all of these people to drown. So the idea of public health is actually thinking beyond sort of treating an individual and treating a disease, but thinking about the causes and prevention. It's all about prevention and looking at communities and preventing diseases, preventing persons from drowning, like that individual in the river.
So interesting. What trends and challenges do you see shaping the future of our public health workforce?
Our community is becoming increasingly diverse. And I think one key thing that we need to think about is how do we support a diverse community? How do we diversify public health? How do we meet the needs of a diverse community? How do we deal with the inequities in health? It's been long known that in health inequities are severely impacting the health of our world. There are people, marginalized populations that bear the brunt of these illnesses, and we need to do more as we know that our communities are becoming more racially diverse, more diverse in terms of gender, socioeconomic status, ability, geography, so many ways in which we are a diverse community, and there are many ways in which we can think about how can we address the needs, preventive strategies to support communities of color, communities of different backgrounds.
As Associate Dean, you inspire us every day with your work in DEI. What inspires you?
I think about the people in my life and through my career who have really influenced me. And I have to say, it comes down to my parents. My parents were immigrants. And when I first came here to this country, I was actually in my mom's womb. And so I was about a year old when I was born here in the United States. We didn't have very much. We lived in working class communities. And my parents always instilled in me this idea that, there's so much more that we can give. And throughout my life growing up, our home actually became the place where so many people, they could have been family members, some of them not family members, and they had their first launch in this country staying at our home. And we provided a place to shelter for them. We provided food. We gave them, ideas for finding work in this country. And so since then, I've sort of taken this approach. It's kind of like a servant leadership approach to what public health is about. So they inspire me. My dad passed away actually in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and I had to drive across the country to see him take his last breaths. So I dedicate the work that I do to my father, who was an educator too, and did a lot to actually help a lot of people really find a good life for themselves.
Oh, thank you. Listen, I know you're on your way out. A couple really quick questions?
Sure.
Okay, what's your secret talent?
Secret talent. Oh, no, I didn't expect that question. Well, I like to play a musical instrument and sing in another life. So I was a music minor actually at Berkeley, so that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I'd say that might be a secret talent. I don't know if I'm that good at it, but I
You're
will just say,
musical.
yeah, and my family's musical. My mom actually played the piano. I had a great uncle who was a violinist in the Philippines.
What's something that you can't live without?
My kids and my partner. So they just, I look at them and they are, they're another source of inspiration to me. I do childhood health and, I still have kids that are growing up, but they forever will be kids. But yeah, they're my inspiration.
Well, I'm sure as a parent, you've taught them many lessons. Last question, what's the one lesson that you've learned that you want to share with everyone right now?
Oh, wow. Less is more. So, and I'd say that all of us are sort of we've experienced a lot in this world. I'd say, there's been a lot of traumas. We've dealt with a pandemic. I actually was in Minnesota during the George Floyd murder and saw communities really just suffering a lot. So I'd say, take a moment to sort of, find your breath, find your center in all of the chaos of this world. And sometimes, again, taking that time to recognize that, we all want to do a lot. We all want to achieve great accomplishments, and we can. But it would be really important to sort of slow down and think about, okay, strategically, what can I do? What can I do well? So I'm going for less is more.
I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramirez.
Thank you.